Hello and thank you and welcome to the Creative Amplifiers show. My name is Mark.
I'm Lisa.
And I'm Neil.
And with all the greatest tech checks in the world and everything being beautifully done and us being ready, we've no idea what happened at the beginning of that. Neil, have you got any ideas? You said you hadn't quite seen anything like it before.
Yes, it looks like for whatever reason, and this is probably my fault because I set up this live stream, I checked the mobile setting instead of the streaming software setting, so we could have only gone live from our phone instead. So next time I won't do that, so apologies to everybody. But you know, I'm a little bit rusty. We haven't been live for a few months. Look what happens. Don't leave it to me to do it. So yeah, my apologies, people.
I was going to say it was the Gremlins again. I wasn't,
Those pesky gremlins. Where's the hamster wheel?
pesky
We should have
Gremlins,
had that
the
running.
YouTube Gremlins.
Oh, we should have done.
Exactly.
Yes. And I was thinking, so the last 2 weeks we've been on Ecamm Live and on our own channel streaming simultaneously without anything going wrong at all. And then we just ourselves today, and then that was the first thing that happened. Yes, so Neil, I don't know if you have do you have the link that you can put in the chat?
Yes, I posted it in the chat
Perfect.
on the other chat to where we are right now. So if people were in the previous chat, they should see it. So I've already posted it twice in there. So hopefully people will come over. I think most people are hopefully back now. So
back and
don't
soon.
leave it up to me to set up your stream, folks.
And thank you, everyone. We really do appreciate you coming. Thank you, Marcus. Yeah, I absolutely love it. Thank you. I really do appreciate everyone coming through. Thank you, Roy. I'm glad you're here. That's going to work very nicely later on. Not telling you why until we get there. Hint, hint. Fantastic. And as you will know, we have Lala in the house. She's going to be coming on very soon, and looking forward to sharing all of her brilliant stuff. And she's going to be giving us a little bit of a demo as well as answering some questions as well. So do stay live for all of that. Yeah. Fantastic. So what have we been up to, Neil? I think you've been meeting the fam, haven't you, even though you've been having a bit of
Yes.
downtime, but just sort of doing the social side of everything.
A little bit of downtime, yeah. So Martin and his partner Sheena have been over, or still are in Portugal right now. They're on holiday. They've been here for a few days. They're staying for a few more days. And Robin, who's part of the Ecamm Fam as well, she coincidentally was also taking a trip around Europe and managed to land in Portugal around the same time. So they contacted me and said, let's try and meet up. So yeah, we met yesterday in sunny, not so sunny Porto. It was a little bit overcast, and then the sun came out finally. So yeah, it was nice to meet up with people again in real life. And I'd only met Martin previously at Creator Camp last year for about an hour and a half, and he was going to pop in, but unfortunately he got the COVID just as he was about to sort of join everybody in Boston at Creator Camp, so decided to stay away. But yeah, Martin and I have connected again, and it's been nice to see him. And I think we have a little photo of our time there.
Do
Yeah.
indeed. Look at that.
There it is.
Nice.
AI. Love it. Yeah. Don't know who those people are. But yeah, it was really nice to meet everybody, and it's nice to meet people in real life. And I think Robin is definitely coming to Creator Camp this year. I don't think Martin can make it, unfortunately, but he's with us in spirit. But we may be able to bring him on in other means, of course, which is our other plug for later.
Exactly. And thank you for everyone in the chat. It's fantastic all that everyone chatting away. Really do appreciate it. And if you actually do have a question for Lala, do put a Q colon, and then after we've done a little bit of chatting, a bit of demo, we can ask some of those things and see if she can answer some of your questions. If there's anything that you particularly have going on. And Lisa, what have you been up to? Is there a little teaser you want to do, or we're not doing teasers today?
We're not doing teasers. Next week I'll do a teaser. I've been enjoying the last days of summer. So actually last night I spent time on a beach with a bonfire celebrating one of my really good friends' child's birthday, or not child, she's a grown adult, and just enjoying summer. You know, we're heading into fall and pumpkin season and Creator Camp.
Creator Camp.
Yes.
Exactly.
That's the segue, Mark.
That's
Creator
the
Camp.
segue. Going through exactly. So how many days do we have for Creator Camp till we get that way? And is there anyone in the chat? If you're going to Creator Camp, do let us know. And also let us know if you were watching the Creator Camp TV on Ecamm Live and found us through there, and then now obviously here with Creative Amplifiers. It'd be great to know if you're able to share that with us in the chat. That'd be really, really, really cool.
Summer is still here, is it? I hope so, for at least a couple of weeks longer. I don't want it to
I'm
end.
I'm in a heat wave yet again.
Yeah, so we're coming through. Fantastic. Anyway, we're here for season 2. Thank you so much for joining us. I think it's time that we have Lala come on and tell us a little bit about what's going on. Lala, if you're ready, give me a wave. Get yourself ready. Get your audio ready. And welcome Lala to the show. Thank you so much indeed. Hooray!
Hi everyone.
Yay.
Hi.
Hey, Lala.
Good
welcome to the show.
morning, good afternoon, good evening to you guys. Of course, thank you, Mark, Lisa, and Neil for inviting me over to Creative Amplifiers.
So happy to have you here, and thank you. It's early,
Oh yes,
early for you.
yes.
What is
But
it
it's
now?
fine. Now it's
5?
4:44. Yes, almost 5. So not really too early.
AM,
Right.
folks, AM.
AM.
And here I am,
Gosh.
just coming to the end of our day, aren't we, Neil? So it's
Yes.
literally have. Lala's already there.
They're so funny.
Fantastic. Well, we've got a
Lala,
couple of questions we're going to get going with, and then we're going to do a demo. So Lisa, take us away.
Sure.
All
So we love everything you're doing, and you have such a
thank
wonderful
you.
following. Yeah, it's fantastic. So I just to start off, when did you first discover your passion for crafting, and how did that shape your YouTube channel and building your community with that?
All right. So I actually have been very crafty even as a young child. And I think I started with scrapbooking. So my dad would like tease me, what? You do? You work with scraps? So he thought it was a scrapbooking, right? So I've always been, very passionate, and I like creating stuff, making stuff from scratch, right? So giving out gifts that are always personalized. And so moving forward, when I finally decided to be a content creator and create content, of course, inspired by my daughter, I said it has to be something that I know I have to be very passionate about for me to be able to keep it going no matter what happens. It's like even if I close my eyes, I'm not feeling well or something, I'll be able to do it. So consistency for me, I know, was going to be part of my journey. And so that's why crafting. Crafting was supposed to be just part because it's mommy guide ink, right? So it was
Right.
just supposed to be part of the things that I'm going to be doing. But it turned out that I think it was the crafting that where, my passion really showed. And I've been always excited, and I don't even need to prepare that much because it like comes in, naturally for me.
Yeah, it's second nature for you, and it's easy for you to
Yes,
teach and explain and have fun from what I've
exactly.
watched. So, wow.
Thank you.
And to that point, I mean, you've got so many videos on your channel and so on. So where do you find the inspiration for all your crafting projects, and how do you decide sort of which ones to share with your audience? As I mentioned, you have many videos now that you've created over the years. So tell us a little bit about how you sort of find the inspiration and which ones are in your shows and which ones aren't.
Okay, so first and foremost, the ton of videos I created, a lot of them are actually the shorts. That's why it went up to more than 1,000. I think more than half of it are shorts. Okay, but then half are probably, yes, definitely live streams. Very little edited video, because that's one thing that has kept me from becoming a content creator earlier on, is that before YouTube was mostly edited videos, right? Very few live streams. It was only during, 2021, where we got all stuck at home, that I decided to pick up, my dream. After graduating from my MBA, I was so stressed out. I said I wanted to create, a passion project, and that was my YouTube channel. But then I realized, so I bought all the gears, the camera, the computer, and realized in the end I didn't know how to use them. So that got shelved. That was in 2010. So, and then it was only in 2021 that I intentionally started right? And so the videos that I wanted, so in the beginning, you would see if you go back to my earlier videos. So I did interviews. I also did, I have different segments. Like there was one where I would be doing like exercise. So, and then I would be interviewing moms from different industries. And then, of course, there will be crafting. Because this was really the initial, I mean, the original intent for the channel. It's Mommy Guide Inc. My daughter coined this word because I love helping people, right? So, and then I became a solo mom, and I also wanted to include that as well as, my passion for sharing the gospel. So it's like coaches were like, Lala, it's like you're everywhere. You need to do something about this, right? So I was doing this and that. So, but then for me, I know it might not be the optimum way of starting a channel, but when you're very, very small, what is there to like really be scared about? There's really, I have nothing. So I was like, really, in the beginning, what resonated with me, I did it. I did interviews, I did crafting, I did everything. And I, because those are the things that really are, I'm very passionate about. But then eventually sometimes it's hard to invite people, right? So eventually I think it was the crafting that I can do alone or with a guest, and I started doing that. And crafting actually takes a while from start to finish. And I realized that, ooh, crafting is giving me tons of watch hours. Right? So in the beginning,
Right.
right, you needed to watch hours. Although, we know that, reaching those, the YPP partnership program is actually just, those metrics are just for vanity. Now we know that it's not really that important, right? But then it was still a goal that I wanted to hit. And doing the crafty stuff actually really helped pretty fast. I got through those metrics in about 7 or 8 months. And that
Wow.
was awesome because I would go live for 4 to 5 hours. And people, our friends would say, Lala, you're crazy. Nobody goes live. 45 minutes, you're in and out, right? It's like, but how can I finish in 45 minutes? I cannot, right? And I'm so talkative. I could like, I was just greeting everybody for the first 15 minutes or so. So anyway, so that's basically how I ended up doing, more crafting than anything else. But I
Amazing.
still do, the interviews and stuff like that.
That's incredible.
Fantastic.
So, can you take us into some of this crafting? I know you've got a little bit of stuff that you want to share. So, let me give you full screen, and then you can, take it away for us.
All right. So that's the many things that I do on my channel. Most of them are paper crafting, although I'm into so many, right? But the community that I am in right now, they're really very passionate about paper crafting. So what are this? Okay, so these are examples of what we do or what I do in my channel. So every month I do have like a scrapbooking episode. So this is something that I do to immortalize or keep a memory of the awesome fun things that happened with me and my kids, right? So as a solo mom, one of the things that we really I love doing with my kids is with travel, right? And of course, important part of it is the journaling, right? Of course, and the decorating. But moving forward, the decorations may fade and stuff, but the memories will always be there. And I plan to give this to my kids when they eventually, remarry, not remarry, no, marry, not marry, or move somewhere else when they're older. And then of course, we also do cards. Okay, so most of the time we do a lot of cards, and I mentioned that this is dedicated to Mark, Lisa, and Neil because this is them, right? So they're the awesome, right? So
Thank you
this
so
is
much.
yes, this is a slimline card. So we do different kinds of cards. So this one we did in Christmas in July. Okay, so this one is with just a tissue paper, right? So we create, this one with ephemera and stuff like that. And then this is some memory decks, which I actually did with one of the people in the chat, Caroline, earlier in my craft every day in August. Right, so it's a fun way to actually. It's like you can give it out as an individual card, or you can even put pictures and memories there as well. You can even have something like what we call artist trading card, something like this, where you can be creative at the same time, put like a message into it. So in this case, these are my faith journal cards. So something like that. So mostly paper crafting, but we also do a lot of different, crafting as well. So all of these ones as well. So those. All right. So I don't know if you guys want to, know how to create a card. So what do you think? Do you guys are up to it?
Let's do it. Let's do this
Yeah,
6-hour
let's do
stream and
it.
we can all watch you and get
All
our watch
right.
ourselves. Let's do it. Come on.
Okay. So because paper crafting is basically the meat of my channel. So to create a card, it's very easy, right? So you just need paper. Everybody has paper in the house, right? Probably you have maybe copy paper, or you have a little bit of a thicker cardstock. Then that's better for the base. Okay, so your card can be opening up this way, or it can open up on its side, right? And then the next thing that we need to do to make a card is you need to have a background. So your background can be made from many things, right? But for today's, to make it easy, we're just going to use a pattern paper. We call this a pattern paper because it does have a pattern, right? So easy. So you can buy this, you can make use of, your crayons, your markers, or if you have, you received gifts in the past that have very nice wrapping paper, that can also be used. Okay, so you can create your background out of that one and then just attach it to your card base. We call this one your card base. Okay, and then the next thing that you need for a card, okay, to make a handmade card are just the focal point, okay, and then the decorations for this one. So somehow my focal point will be this set of, we call them ephemeras. Okay, so it's a combination of ephemeras are basically images on paper. Okay, so in the truth is that it can be anything. So it can be a sticker, it can be a photo, it can be anything that you have. Okay, in terms of your travel or your memories, so you can put them there. So in this case, I am putting, this is a washi tape. You can see it's translucent. You can see the pattern at the back. So I still, because this is a very nice pattern at the back, right? So I want to use that. And then you just use different kinds of things to, decorate it at the same time if you want that to be your focal point. Okay, so the one where the eyes would actually navigate towards to. Okay, so I'll as you can see, I'm using liquid glue. Can you use other glues? Absolutely, you can. Right, so there you go. And then the final thing that you actually need for a card is your sentiment. Okay, so a sentiment is basically the most important one, because that is where basically the meaning, okay, or the what do you call this, the message will be. Okay, so in this case, I probably want to put this one. Okay, live free and let be. So I'll just put it over there, and there you have a card. Done. That's how easy it is.
That is so
I could watch this
great.
all day. It's so
I know.
It's amazing, isn't it? Absolutely amazing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
There you
dear.
go.
We've got some great
Yeah,
comments
thank you
coming
for
in.
that demo. That's wonderful.
Yeah, people really, really enjoying it, and and it's that kind of thing that absolutely just incredibly amazing. And to be able to just talk, like you said, if you were doing it for 4 or 5 hours, just that continual just chatting to yourself, to the people watching, to be able to sort of know what you're doing and bring all of that together is incredible. And we should say, from all of us that were in Creator Camp last year, Lala gave us all some cards that that we were able
I
to
love
use and
doing
thank us.
that.
It was such an amazing gift. I
great.
mean, we were so grateful for that and appreciate you doing that. But I think the enthusiasm and everything that you do just comes across so beautifully, as we've just we just experienced in such a short amount of time. So yeah, thank you so much. Really, really do appreciate it.
Thank you, and I'm happy that you guys like it, and I hope you used it.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
Yes.
So we're always interested in terms of, we love hearing about the passions and the things that everyone are doing, but of course we're all sort of Ecamm users and coming to it from sort of different places and everything. So how did you first discover Ecamm, and what sort of drew you to that as sort of the main sort of live streaming tool?
All right, Mark, without Ecamm, Mommy Guide Inc. is not gonna be here, because as we fondly call, me, I'm like, if you need to test out something, you have to make me test it out with me, because it has to be like, if it's dummy proof, I need to be able to, if I cannot navigate through that, then it's not dummy proof. I didn't even know how to post on Facebook. I have like literally, the most non-techy person you would ever have met. And so when I was going through during that, time where we were all locked at home, I said, I want to do this, but I don't know how to edit video. And then, I came upon Ecamm, and it said that it's for Mac. Whew, that was first and foremost the first thing that I said, okay, because I didn't want to buy another, computer just for this. And then I chanced upon Live Streaming Pros. And Luria was actually talking about Ecamm. So, okay, so I didn't even go through the trial. I went into the pro immediately because I wanted everything that I was seeing that Luria was doing. I said, I want that, right? And they said, if you are on a Mac, and then it's going to be pretty easy. So it wasn't that easy simply because, again, dummy proof, everything has to be really, but I actually went in. The first time I went in and went live, I was with three other friends, crafty friends. I was just using my MacBook Pro with the built-in camera and built-in mic and a very bad green screen. That was how I actually started. Audio was bad. Video was bad, not because of the platform, but because of, I didn't know how to, I didn't have lights, guys, right? So it's just a ring light in front, right? But still, I was able to go live because that is how easy Ecamm was at that time, right? I just struggled with it a bit because for crafters, we have a face cam and we have an overhead cam. And at that time, Ecamm can only bring in 5 cameras maximum. So that was one of the requests I really wanted was more people in the stream, please. And it actually, happened. And there's so many other things that I have, prayed for that, oh, I hope they can do this. I did Zoom because crafters, I bringing a lot of crafters. So my remedy to that was bring them in from Zoom. But then the audio, oh my gosh, I did all they said to download this, buy this thing so I can put in the audio in the Zoom. I did it all. But in the end, the people in Zoom couldn't hear my guest, only me. I had so many tech issues you would not believe. And you would see all of those in my channel. I didn't delete any of them. All the good, the bad, the ugly, they are there, right? So you could really see, my journey. But through it all, I persevered, and Ecamm just kept on getting better and better and better. And for every update that they have, okay, I wanted to use it and I wanted to do it. And that's when, Victor, okay, of Basic Networks and Streaming finally hopped on, and we have been doing almost 2.5 years now, a monthly collaboration where we teach the community, crafters, creatives like me, who are not really into tech. But I know that there's so many people in our community who are so talented, and I'm sure they definitely have to be there, but they don't know how to, set up a camera or what camera to use or how to do this and that. So, and we've been showing that together with Victor, okay, every month through our collaboration. And of course there's other people who have helped me along the way. Of course, Live Streaming Pros. One of the things, Lisa, Mark, and Neil, that I realized is, if you really want to learn properly, right, of course there's so many free things in the internet, but to be part of a community, right, a class. And that's what I did. I really wanted to learn, the proper way of doing this. So I joined Live Streaming Pros community. And that's where eventually I met so many of the friends that, we have right now. I grew really from Live Streaming Pros. And I have to thank Gloria and the LSP family for that forever. Thank you so much. Of course, Roy is always there for me when I have tech issues as well, and Marcus.
Yeah,
So there.
amazing. And you sort of mentioned the fact that Ecamm keep bringing out new features and all of that sort of thing.
Yes.
But I know that sort of people watching, some people are used to using all of these features. Some people may well be new and just sort of getting to know it. So what are some of the key features that are really important to you? You sort of mentioned your overhead cam and that sort of thing. So talk us a little bit about how that works for you, and how you've sort of been able to do that, and sort of any tips that are going to sort of help people to kind of sort of take that next step in an easy sort of way.
All right. So before, when I started with Ecamm, first and foremost, you cannot do like multiple live streaming. Okay. So, but I wanted to do it on Facebook, on YouTube, and all of these things, right? So, before they had an integration with Restream. So before I was with Restream, and then all of a sudden, now it's like fully integrated onto Zoom. I mean, into Ecamm. So I didn't need the Restream anymore, right? Because from Ecamm itself, I can do Zoom, I can do YouTube, Facebook, all of these things. I said, whoa, so happy, -1 expense on my side, right? Right. And then again, the cameras. Okay. So one camera. So I would be toggling from me, one person to me with my overhead, and then okay, so me, okay, with another guest, so something like this, and sometimes the four of us, something like this, and sometimes even something like this. So I love going to many scenes, right? So and doing this on Ecamm was absolutely easy, because it's like I put this in, I bring this in. Right? It was so easy. So people think I'm a very techie person when in fact I am not. It's just that Ecamm makes it super easy, right? And there's so many people, and every time I have an issue, okay, I would just go into the community. We do have a community called Ecamm Live, right, on Facebook community, where you can ask questions. No judgment. They will not, oh, why don't you? That's so easy. Why don't you? No, no matter what time of the day. I'm from the Philippines, right? I am not, it's a different time zone altogether. But whenever I post something there, I ask a question, just sometimes immediately, sometimes takes a while because people might be sleeping, right? But, just you wait, people will always be there to, learn. I mean, give you help. Like when I did my first, what do you call that, producer, so I became a producer eventually. And there was after, when the world opened up, one of my partner stores had an event, and they wanted to also do like live stream. So I said, okay, I'll try. I've never done it for anybody. And so I had so many questions. So I went into the Ecamm community, and people were like, oh, this is how you do it. You connect their audio to your Rodecaster Pro, blah, 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 blah. And, guys, it was a success. And again, I would never have been able to do that, okay, if not with Ecamm, because all the functionalities that I need is there, right? So I don't do the just talking head. I want to, like, sometimes I have to show two gadgets. So one over there, one over here. And sometimes I move around, like when I do my craft room tour or when I do my cleanup. So people go along with me, and I use the one I won from Creator Camp last year, my Obsbot Tiny 2. Right. So it goes around with me in the craft room. Okay. So again, this was not something that, is like innately I learned how to do. The community helped me how to, go through and put up all of these things. So Ecamm is not just a platform. It's a community. It's a family. It's something that, I cannot put into words. The best thing is, experience it, join it. And one of the people in the chat, Caroline, recently became part of the Ecamm Fam. Thank you so much, Caroline. Welcome. And she is actually going to camp. So please do take care of my dear friend Caroline in camp. It's her first time, and she's been
Cool.
using Ecamm for, I think, more or less a month now. So there.
Incredible. Absolutely
I
incredible.
have to say, you are a beautiful example of having a vision of something you wanted to do and then just jumping in and just doing it and getting started where you were at, and then reiterating and getting better and better and better and growing your own community. So hats off to you.
Thank you.
It's fantastic.
It was fun. It was really more fun than hard. More fun than hard.
Amazing. Well, no one's actually put any questions in the chat, but I think we should just take this moment just to sort of to share the love, because there are so many people who are just who know you from the fam, like you say, and have actually sort of gone through in so many different parts of what you've been doing. It really is such a, like I said, a warm thing. And you mentioned before you sort of help Marcus out on his show as well. What is it you sort of do in order to support Marcus too?
All right. So Marcus and I actually we started with live streaming pros with Lida live every day in August. So we were all newbies. Most of us. There were some who have been doing this, but for Marcus and I, we were really that time was April. I started January. So January, February, March. I've been doing live streams for 3 months already with Ecamm. But never really knew what the show flow was. I would go live doing whatever. I didn't know that. And I would go live I didn't even, look at the chat. I thought that people would just watch us and that's it. I didn't know that you needed to engage. And those things I learned in Lida. And I met Marcus through Lida. And we became really, really good friends because for those who don't know, we have a name for him. It's like, does he ever sleep? The person who doesn't sleep. Because no matter where you are in the world, the Lida, when we joined, we were about 600 participants from all over the world. So imagine people going live 24/7 from everywhere. And Marcus would be there in the chat. True enough, when I was going live, he would be in the chat and he was always there supporting me. And so finally, when Lida ended, and we all decided, like, I continue, and then Marcus decided to actually start his own YouTube channel. And when he started, I was his very first guest, right? And then, of course, when he needed the moderator, of course, I volunteered. So that is how, the friendship grew. And then finally, we met each other face to face, Roy and so many other of our friends during Creator Camp. And for me, that was the most, special part of Creator Camp was meeting all of you face to face. The names now have faces that I can actually, really relate to. And that was super awesome. So if you guys missed, Creator 1, Creator Camp 2, don't worry because I'm sure there's going to be a third one, right? So, and if you do become part of, the Ecamm Fam, Creator Camp is a must. Okay, I really want you to experience that one because it's really amazing. It's not just something that okay, maybe I can't. No, you have to make time for it. You have 12 months more or less to actually prepare for it. So if you can, so go for that. So eventually I became part of Marcus's team. So I'm his moderator and I'm also moderating for Roy Tech Troublemaker for or his live stream. And every time I need guests, I want, non-crafty friends to come along, especially during my Vlogmas. Marcus and Roy, okay, and Victor will always be there. So they're very supportive as well.
Oh, it's amazing. And there you are. Look, Marcus said it the most fun in a long time when Lala was packing and repacking. Oh, brilliant!
Yes.
And I think certainly from our point of view, it was really the idea of Creator Camp, which sort of that was the start of us bringing this show together. Because we wanted to share these stories. I mean, we wanted you to meet Lala in a way that maybe you wouldn't have done if it was just in the Facebook group and that kind of thing. But it's the
True.
real sort of joy we had from being at Creator Camp 1 that we just wanted to keep going. And so it was a bit selfish, really. It was the three of us that just wanted to hang out with a bit of purpose. That was kind of the first point. And then we were like, well, if we want to hang out, maybe some other people might want to hang out too. And then if we can share what they're doing and sort of give everyone a little bit of insight into how they do it and sort of Ecamm being at the backbone of all of that, then and that's really why we're here. And I think it's why we have such a good time and why everyone is so supportive. And yeah, it is so
Yes, so
incredibly
true.
amazing. Oh, brilliant. Lisa, why don't you sort of take us through into the next little section? I know you've got a few more ideas.
Oh, a couple of other things is what do you see Mommy Inc? Where do you see this going in the next, say, 5 years? You have so many avenues you can go down from my point of view, which is exciting. So I'm curious, what are you thinking?
Okay, 5 years from now, moving forward. I'm absolutely sure that the crafting will definitely still be there. But I do want to transition into the other things that, I intentionally really planned for my content creator journey. And that was really to help, first and foremost, solo moms, okay, traverse through the difficulties of being a solo parent. And at the same time, um, those women who are in business, right? So the thing that I need to, decide now is do I keep that in the same channel or do I create another one
Mm.
for it? So for now, it's still here. Everything is here, right? So, but moving forward, I think I'll probably have them, somehow separated, and of course, the channel would have grown to the point where it's not just gonna be me this time. It's really gonna feature, because really my intent is to help those. I'm not, if you talk about crafting and being an artist or a creative person, I am not the best. I i love it, I am passionate about it, but what I really want to do is to bring out, the best in the others who have not even tried sharing what they do and they know, because they're very shy, or they feel they're not good enough, or they're not creative enough. So that is the intent. So future would be classes, okay, so hybrid ones. So now I'm actually have been doing it. I actually created the first, or did the first craft getaway, which was this February in Boracay, Philippines. So that's an island in the Philippines, where I did a hybrid event with just me and Victor. Okay, so participated in, we had people in Zoom, we had people on YouTube, and we had face to face participants as well. So I plan to do more of those as well in the future. There you go.
That is fantastic. And I guess this is a good, segue into for those women out there, those mommies out there who are curious, they're thinking about, should I start a YouTube channel? Should I try to be a content creator? What tip would you give them to get them, get them moving in that
Right.
direction?
Okay, so first and foremost, most of the people I know who have still not done this is their struggle is with tech. So they feel that they're not techy enough, they don't have the gears, they don't have this and that. It's not about that, my friends, because at this point, even with a phone, you can start, right? So it's really just start. Whether you're so good at this, right? You've been doing this a long time, or a newbie, there will always be an issue, right? There will always be, because there are many things that we cannot control, right? I was going to be a guest in one of the local networks. I will do a craft, demo for them. Boom, the community had a blackout. That was not within my control, right? So there's so many things beyond our control. So do not think about it. Don't worry if you're not good at it. Still, nobody, comes out good at anything. We all start out as, we don't know anything in the beginning. But how will you know which, okay, maybe you don't know what niche you want to be, but more or less, what passions you have. So start with those, right? So, and then eventually you will realize, oh, this is so hard to do. I don't think I can do this. So you can, pivot. Right? There's so many of us, our friends who have done this. They started with this and now are doing something else. That's absolutely fine, because really in the beginning, we don't really know if this is going to be the path for us. But no matter where you start, there will always be learning, whether it be in tech, in content creation, mindset, right? So I was not like this confident when I started. I didn't even know that I needed to read the chat and I needed to talk to people. I was just, doing my own thing, and I would never have known what I know now if I just didn't start. So just start, right? And you would be surprised that people actually are okay with the blunders, with the mistakes. They actually do resonate more when we have those, when we're not perfect, because they realize, oh, she's not perfect after all. She doesn't even know this and I know that, right? So it endears you to them more. So you don't have to be perfect. Just start. And Ecamm would be a great, way to start, because if you're not so techy, everything is there. Yeah. So you will look as if you're very smart and all, because Ecamm really provides a lot of the things that you as a beginner creator would probably want to do so. So there you go.
That's so good. And there's so many
It's great
little
advice.
life lesson nuggets woven in there, which is
Thank you.
great.
I think for me as well, it's that sense of you just always think that the people watching are all just Ecamm people, which might be the case here because that's where the channel came from. But if you're, like you say, if
Mhm.
your niche is something completely separate from that, then people are finding you because of your content and you and your personality and what you're creating. They're not doing it because they're interested in how Ecamm makes all that look until they want to get into the content creation. And it's quite hard to have a different
True.
mindset like that, I think, sometimes when you're you're the one always in that Ecamm world.
Exactly. I did all the things, in terms of I had bad audio. I was robotic. Sometimes I have no video. Sometimes I had no audio. Sometimes I would end the live stream. I would end late. I would start late, name it. I forgot to mute myself. All the things the past 3.5 years, I did it all. And I learn from them, but that doesn't mean that I do not make any more mistakes. I still do. And that's, just part of it, just part of life, right? The hiccups when you go live stream, it's there. But it's not just now, friends. I now do edited videos as well. So, of course, because there's Ecamm, right? So I basically prepare everything in Ecamm so that I do very, very little editing in the end.
Yeah.
So there.
Yeah, I love that. Marcus, you're quite right. Mistakes are fun. It kind of definitely keeps us real, doesn't it? And as we go through. And he also said two
Mm-hmm.
channels equals double the work, and that's true as well. And I know some people are really sort of using the playlists, aren't they, sometimes because everyone's already on your channel and doing whatever, but you can separate out the different types of content and people are coming in. They're not always necessarily watching everything you do anyway, but they kind of go in and out of those things too. So yeah, and it'd
So
be an
true.
interesting to see how that kind of works through as well. And Roy saying, yeah, you'll get even less sleep if you end up with twice as many things as you go into. And we do have a question, and this was Caroline, wasn't it? I think so. Lola, what's the most important thing I should focus on at my first camp?
Caroline, just have fun. Really. Okay. The learning will automatically be part of it. Awesome food, awesome, friends. So the very, just have fun. Everything will come into play, Caroline. Meet as many people as you can, because they're really, don't be afraid that, oh, I'm not techie. I cannot do this. I cannot do that. Ask away, my friend. I know Caroline has so many questions about Ecamm and how she can actually use Ecamm for her, crafty. She is my crafty adventures on YouTube, and she really wants to do so many things, and Ecamm, I know, is one of the answers for her to do so. So just have fun, Caroline. You're in good hands. The classes or the different camp activities are just you will, it's not like theory. You will have a hands on, right, experience in everything, from the gear, down to the content. It's there. You have amazing speakers, you have amazing camp mates, so you will have it. And I'm so jealous. I want to be there. FOMO is real, guys. FOMO is real. So I'm still not giving up. Hopefully I can still make it. There you go.
Fingers crossed, indeed. And Marcus was saying, yeah, sort of connecting with people. But I think, like you say, you do that just by being there, which is going to be
Yes.
so important. And yeah, I love all this connection going on already in the chat. And so I think that's one of the other great things about certainly the Creator Camp TV and what Ecamm are trying to do with that, and being able to sort of bring us all together, so that hopefully those first conversations when you get to camp are not going to be, I'm going to stay in the corner because I'm not quite sure about what's going on. It's going to be, oh, fantastic, I finally got to meet you. It's lovely to put a face to the name, and all those sorts of things, and sort of making that all work. So yeah, that'd be definitely true. And
I remember it was so hard for them. I remember Katie, guys, we need to start. No, you couldn't start because people kept on, hello, hello, hello. Is that we couldn't end. But then we needed to start. So it's really going to be fun, guys. It's going to be fun. So if you are not in Creator Camp 2 this time around, don't worry. There's the third one next year for sure. Hopefully.
I'm sure. Well, Lala, this has been absolutely incredible. I can't believe we've been able to sort of get through so much amazing content, so many amazing kind of bits of wisdom, and been able to follow your journey as well. And certainly from my takeaway, that authenticity of just being able to say, just do it, do the best you can. Every day is a different day. Even when you think you know what you're doing, something's going to happen, and just do it anyway. And you're supported by the people in your community who just want to be part of your world, whatever you're doing, and certainly part of your world, Lala. So thank you so much indeed for being here. Anything else you want to mention, Neil and Lisa, before we say goodbye to Lala?
Yeah, you're an inspiration to us all. And so thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you for having me.
That.
It's been an awesome time. Thank you so much again, friends. Bye.
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 Wow, what an amazing person. It is just quite incredible, isn't it?
Inspiration to us all. And I was just mesmerized. I just watched that all day. I was like, oh, we have a show? I'll just watch some crafts. Yeah. It's great.
There's something calming about what she does, you know.
It is, definitely, yeah. It's just very relaxing and so on. Yeah.
Yeah.
Amazing.
It really was. Oh, thank you so much, Yolanda. I really do appreciate that. And I'm glad you're here. You and Roy must have a sixth sense, and
I know.
Exactly.
Stick around for the next few minutes because it'll be
don't go away.
Oh, exactly. And I love that idea of being a leader is so true. You sort of, I don't know, there's sort of corporate idea of what a leader's about and how you should come across and all that, but I think just being so incredibly lovely and honest and wanting to help so many other people, I think that really is such a big thing. You're absolutely right, Roy. There certainly is. And thank you, Lala. I really appreciate it. And you're welcome anytime to come and share your whole thing.
Yes, absolutely.
And I will put my hand up. I'm the most uncrafty person in the world, but I'm happy to come and be a guest. And I've said this live on our channel, so I can't get back from it now. But
we've got it now.
In that spirit of just going and being live and doing it, then yeah, absolutely amazing. And we should just say, just before everyone moves on from Lala, if you want to connect with her, I'm sure most of you know all those things already, but she's basically everywhere on social. And that Mummy Guide Inc. will kind of get you pretty much everything that you need to know. So yeah, Lala, thank you so much indeed. So our next guest is going to be Eden Liu. What do we need to know about Eden then, Neil?
Well, Eden is the face of Camo. The company that she works for is Reincubate, and she's been providing lots of great insights into the Camo app and also the free iPad streaming app called Camo Studio for iPad as well. So yeah, looking forward to have a chat with Eden on the 30th of September because we have a couple of shows in the middle of that. Always getting my dates mixed up. Yeah, so looking forward to seeing Eden in the end of September.
Fantastic. And you'll see Eden in many parts of the Ecamm universe. She's on many of the streams, often in the chats, and do check out some of the stuff that she's doing on YouTube as well. She's another great person who can just chat and bring everyone into her world, and definitely someone to do.
Indeed.
So indeed. Fantastic, Lala. That's definitely true. Sister from another mother. Fantastic. So while we're here, obviously celebrating Lala, we're also celebrating everyone else from around the Ecamm Fam as well. So here is this week's Creator Showcase.
And she's here already. This week's Creator Showcase is Yolanda, whose YouTube channel is all about the Baltimore Ravens NFL team. Yolanda hosts her live show weekly using Ecamm and provides insights and analysis into all things Ravens. So if you're a fan of the Ravens as much as Yolanda, then you can go and check out her channel at the link below. And thank you so much, Yolanda, for stopping by today. See, it was worth it, wasn't it?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I think Lala's just saying she's been using Camo for over 2 years. Yeah, part of her overhead cam. There you see, everything is connected as well. And And also, Yolanda, I think is your first proper NFL season starting this Thursday against the Chiefs? Is that true? I've got sort of got into the NFL over the last couple of years, so I've been stalking your channel and finding out a little bit more about it, and love your journey over the last 6 months of being able to kind of get your microphone going and your camera and your streaming and all that. It's been brilliant. So yeah, look, can't wait to meet you at camp as well and chat some more as well. You are very welcome.
I'm glad you were here. So great.
Brilliant stuff. Okay. That's enough of us chatting. Let's do quiz question number 1.
Lala lives in which country? A, the Maldives, B, Mexico, C, Philippines, or D, Malaysia?
So we would like you to put A, B, C, or D in the chat. Fastest fingers first. I think if you were listening carefully, you'll definitely know what the answer to this is. But yes, put A, B, C, or D in the chat. And yeah, first person to get the right answer will go on Neil's crit sheet. And
I have to get my list.
Get ready.
Have you actually started that list?
I don't know. He says something like that every kind of week, and then you're never quite sure.
It's all up here. It's all up here.
I didn't see it in Google Drive. That's why I'm asking.
Oh, yes. And Lisa is our resident organisation queen. So
I know it's a bit much.
it's on a certain thing. So anyway, we've well, I don't think there's anybody in the chat who's got this wrong, not surprisingly. So the actual answer is the Philippines. So who did we have? We had Marcus. So well done, Marcus. Very, very good. That's Caroline as well. Very, very good as well. And we had Roy. I think you were the first person. Is that correct? I think it was.
It was. Yes, Roy is the winner.
Well done, Roy. You get the first of the season 2 questions right. Here we are. Question number 2. How many subs on YouTube does Mummy Guide Inc. have? And we'll do this to the nearest one. So is it A, 5,000, B, 10,000, C, 15,000, or D, 20,000? And for those of you who don't know or haven't looked when you were on her channel recently, we'll give you 16 seconds to go and have a quick look and find the right one and then come back and put it in the chat. We can all be multitasking here, can't we? It should be fine. So A, B, C, or D in the chat. Do let us know. So we've got a few coming through. And obviously the correct answer was B, 10,000. Absolutely correct. So, well done. Caroline, you were correct. Roy, you were correct as well. Well done. Marcus, you were correct too. Where's George? Yeah, where's George today?
Yeah, I mean, where is George? Yeah.
Well,
we banned him. No, I'm kidding. No,
Labor Day.
Yeah. We had a quiet word because we wanted to give you all a little bit of a chance to be able to kind of make that right. And we have a winner. Congratulations, Yolanda. Amazing. So here we go. Here we go. Brilliant stuff. And Lala was saying that George was a campmate. Oh, that's great. And that's the way it all comes back. Goes all the way through. Okay. Enough of me whittling on. Quiz question number 3. Take it away, Neil.
All right. So this is for diehard fans of this show. Who was the first guest on the Creative Amplifiers show? Was it Katie? Was it Marilou? Was it Diana? Or was it James? And now you can go to our channel, go all the way back, and find out who was the first guest on our show and find the answer. Fastest fingers first. And I can't believe it. We're actually on is this show number 11, I think, isn't it? In our
12,
season 2.
Isn't it?
Is it 12?
This was 12. Did I make a mistake?
No, I think it's 12 because
No
we had our end of season party with Ken and Glenn who came on, didn't we? And Katie and yeah, so loads of those going through. So we
Ooh,
have a few people in the
answers coming
chat.
in.
We do.
Yeah.
We have a few people coming through. Roy, I'm only doing this because I haven't been able to use this button yet, but thank you. But it's not correct.
Mark's been waiting all night to use it.
I have.
I know.
Indeed.
He's so excited about it.
So it was Diana, absolutely. So well
Next one,
done to
Yolanda.
you.
There you go.
And well done to Caroline. Lala's still in the house. Well done to you. But the first person was Marcus. Congratulations, Marcus.
Wow.
Marcus may dethrone George.
Well,
Yeah, well, we've got 3 winners at the moment today, so it's
Yeah.
everything's up for grabs.
Yeah.
Anything's up for grabs.
anything is possible. Anything is possible. So if anyone's got a direct line to George, if you want to find out, ask him where he is. He's probably with his family, but he might still come on just to at least say hello and congratulate those of you that have won. So is that 3 separate people, Neil, on your chart that you've written
Yes,
down
3
there?
separate people. I've actually written it down, so it is there. I promise you, Lisa.
That is
It will
great.
be
I
on
was
Google Doc.
teasing. I was joking.
Yeah,
I could talk about it. Maybe
We'll talk about it later.
exactly.
I'll be in the naughty room later.
Maybe in the naughty room.
Indeed, indeed. And Roy, we're also so glad that you're still here because this week you are. Yay! This was
Hey, there's
such a
Roy.
fantastic picture. For those of you who were on the stream on the Meet the Fam on the Ecamm channel with Katie last week, Roy's picture froze, and it froze on that particular scene. That was how the camera was left there for a minute or two while he was sorting it all out, which he did brilliantly because he was chatting away as he was sorting it all out. It all went brilliantly in that spirit of us talking about how things go wrong and all that kind of thing. But I think the reason I loved it so much was because this really, I think, epitomizes everything that Ecamm is all about. It's fun. It's just full of joy. He just rocked with it and rolled with it as he was going through, and it was absolutely brilliant. And we thought, as he was wearing a bit of Ecamm merch, then that is the way that we should be doing that. So yeah, really, really pleased. So quite right. An awesome smile and really to sort of put everything in. You're absolutely right. And one of the things that we should say, if you're new to here, and I know there's 1 or 2 people who haven't necessarily been on our streams before, this merch on the perch segment is basically we want to showcase you and your channel and what you do and share the love, as it were. As long as you're wearing a piece of Ecamm merch, whether it's a hat, whether you're wearing a shirt, whatever you happen to be, maybe you've got a mug or some kind of glass or whatever. Yeah. Oh, there we are. We're all
there
good.
it is.
Yeah, there we go. I've got 1 or
The
2
focus,
things
there.
behind.
Yeah,
and
something
there's
back there. Yeah.
So yeah, we just share your picture, give you a chance to shout out your channel or any message you want to do or whatever. And we'll, in a couple of minutes, we'll show you exactly how you can get in touch with all of us for those sorts of things. And then we'll be able to, feature you in future weeks as we come on. Absolutely right. Such a great way. You just couldn't have done it any better than that. It was absolutely brilliant.
That photo just makes you happy and want to smile,
Yeah.
Just,
It does.
it's good.
Absolutely does. So if you'd like to be on the show, if you'd like to send us your photos, if you'd like to be involved in any particular ways, here's a way to do it.
Yes. So as Mark quite rightly said, we want you to send us your photos. So we have got a Google Drive doc that we can upload those to, or you can send us an email as well. So there's a couple of ways of getting in touch with us to send us those photographs. Also, we're on Instagram and things like that. We'd also like you to nominate yourselves and be a guest on our show, or you can nominate somebody else if you like to. You can get in touch with us at creativeamplifiers.live, and we want you to tell us about your show because we want to showcase the Ecamm Fam. Tell us all about what you do, how you use Ecamm, and as you can see, Lala tonight was a shining example of how to use Ecamm and how her journey has evolved from just starting off to being who she is right now. So the QR code on the top right, you can scan that. It'll take you directly to the website, And if you want to, just go to creativeamplifiers.live. There's a little link in there. You can sign up and be a guest. And places are filling up quick, folks. So get in there, get your dates signed up. We've got some availability all the way through into March of next year. So
Do we?
get on that link, sign up. We do. Yeah, we do. Apparently,
Yes,
we're
yes.
still doing shows for a while. Yes, Mark, we're going to go and
Did you
continue
not get that
until
memo?
March.
No, no. Christmas Day.
Mark was going to quit.
I thought was free,
and
but
finish in
that's,
January. Yeah, there you go. Keep going.
yeah, exactly. That's not true, Roy. You're just enjoying what you're doing, not being crazy, just having a lot of time. Now, I'm not sure how to take this, but Marcus has said that Ecamm tattoos get extra points. Is that true? And are we in any particular way meant to be recommending anything like that?
I think it should be non-permanent tattoos, but
Yeah,
that's okay.
yes,
There you go.
exactly.
We don't have those, and we don't endorse those. But
There we go.
Creative Amplifiers ones, yes, but Ecamm ones, no.
Yeah, it's not like is it Zach Brown of McLaren seems to get a tattoo. He's got some ongoing thing going with Lando Norris when they win, or they have some kind of bet about what's going to
Oh,
happen.
really?
He seems to be having these tattoos.
Oh,
on
wow.
him. We don't recommend that. There's
Yeah.
no betting needed. There's no need for any of that
No.
to go on.
Not necessary.
Yes, yeah, we're laughing with you. Exactly. We know what you mean. We know what you mean. It's going to be fun, and I'm pleased to say that apparently my NFL knowledge was correct. So thank you for doing that. The question is, do I stay up? Because I think it starts about 1 a.m. my time. So
Oof.
I don't know.
And they're 4 hours, right? They're typically like 4 hours long, something like that.
Yeah, I'm just thinking what I've got on Friday. I'll have a think and see. If not, if not, you'll be able to tell me all about it, and I'll follow your sort of recap afterwards and check on your channel. That'd be fantastic. Brilliant. So this has been amazing. Thank you, Lala. Thank you to you both. Any parting words of wisdom or anything you'd like to say before we say goodbye?
Just thank you for
Yeah.
joining us tonight on our sort of second season, first show of that. And Roy's picture is just a wonderful way to start the second season, to bring us all joy and smiling laughter. Wonderful. Thanks, Roy, for that.
Yes. Thank you so much. And yeah, keep coming in. Keep joining us.
Keep doing it. So as Neil said, we'll be
Yeah.
back here specifically on our own channel only for Eden at the end of September. But the other thing is that for the next 3 weeks, we're going to be on this channel and also Ecamm live streaming simultaneously for Creator Camp TV, and we've got a few more people to introduce you to, and I think there might be some interesting cabin information as well, which we don't know what that happens to be, but we'll certainly be able to do that. So yes, thank you so much, Landa. I sure look forward to that. Keep up with everything, and thank you, Lala. It's been brilliant you having on, and I can't wait to find out more. And fingers crossed we get to see you in camp. If not, we'll make sure you're there for the year after. So thank you, everybody, and I will see you next week for Creator Camp TV, and in a few weeks for our second episode of season 2. See you very soon.